Had to.
This at language and content only.
Hey, if you're under 18, so now that you have that, put some music on and get.
We are a long-time married couple, our personal adventures and discussions as we navigate our.
Care to join us?
I'm Mr. Jones.
And I'm episode 21 of the We Are Podcasting on Monday. Why are we podcasting?
Because we had friends.
No, you told everybody.
Yeah, I know, but until something better came along.
Podcast, it got just to the side. Yeah.
Plan far enough ahead, so it'll still get us.
Had to
Martini Monday.
Yes.
Not sure what that thing is that you...
Sir, we had it on...
It didn't taste like that on the ship.
Your taste buds are off then tonight.
Yeah. So, living the lifestyle. Tonight in our main segment, how we define the lifestyle.
Had a revelation when we went on our... That's really what we're going to focus on tonight. Perceive ourselves and how we kind of... So, stay tuned.
So, how about keeping up? A couple of things off the bat before we get into the... I mentioned before that we were build a new website and on our way to planning that. I went into many details and we probably will this summer. But the big news, we've gone ahead into our We Got a Thing domain. So if you sent mail to the old email address, but is Mr. Jones, that's ES at...
And Jones at
RSJONES.com. So Mrs. Jones thinks some email.
Well, but I'm actually going to have to I've just dictated my scribe.
Yeah, and this is you because you really don't like stuff.
Well, I love reading and coming up with as far as like the day-to-day responsibility, much more than I do. I'm a bit less predictable than yours, that structure that you have time. So, but a lot of the emails have been addressed to me, and I want to make sure that give those the attention that if you have specific, you can direct those to respond in a timely.
So all the general email, that's Mr. Jones that have email Mrs. Jones at We Got a Thing. So, okay, on with.
So we heading out for we recorded, I think. Headed out and smack dab into the ever. It was, Mr. Jones admits it was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, had rented a big house and we're going to stay together. And it was 20th day. It was wind chill was 35 degrees. Other than that, it was beautiful.
In spite of all that, we ended up we started out with 16 people. The house had a dozen. It had an indoor pool, Andy, since it was dry. Yeah, so did manage to make the best of it. So, I think most of us got there and a lot of people ended up either planned or unplanned.
Drama in that house.
The drama.
And a reality show.
Even like a lifestyle event. Anticipate to potential drama.
Well, a lot of the people there are same family. So we got to witness some family and kept the bad weather sent a lot early, which was good. We had a good time. Unfortunately, they had to be able to go in there and warm up in the morning. But it was awesome. Sunday night after the race,
because there was races on day depending on which event you signed up. Night everybody was done running, those stayed, and we all came home Monday.
And we drank the perfect.
And brought ingredients to make, and what was in it? It was was
it? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, not a bourbon or whiskey girl. That's just not going to cut it. But
we'll soften it up.
So by Sunday night, we did 7 of them because we had to do a toast. We drank 7 perfect puts, trying to come up. And then we ran out of, I had brought stuff, had some vodka and juice. And we had, I don't know. Oh, there wasn't any Jägermeister, triple sec or something. I don't know, like a shot. And we couldn't find a recipe with ingredients. We tried. Somebody came up with the idea of Facebook quizzes. We put in a bunch of answers and it perfect whatever name. We found one that porn name.
Right.
But there were answer. So these are our very sex selective group, and it was comfortable. And then everybody was like 7 shots by then.
And at one point, you in an acting out a sex position,
boots, and we were fully, So cowboy position. Somehow
it was the guy on top. It says you had to bend your position, and all the guys.
And the girls were like, so my friend, and then I straddled her. Like I was reverse cowgirl, but it was supposed to be the dude bent backwards. And all the guys were. It was so funny. We invented this shot. Little Miss Spread'em was up because that was our perfect pour. So go figure. That was 14 shots.
Yeah. We had, that warmed us all up.
I think you and I were the next morning.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely increased our...
There was some people spending
lots and everybody, and so we rented this house, and there was a follow to like get the house ready, deposit back or whatever, house ready, and everybody's like shuffling. Know that these were all runners.
Well, we made it.
We did.
Then before, we went on our cruise with an event cruise. So the night before we were flying out a port in Virginia, park and fly. So we had at a restaurant near us, and we had.
Oh, that was one of the. Too bad it's so.
And these are friends that we've.
Yes.
Very comfortable to be.
These are friends, Mr. Jones. On our way out of town before with them.
Well, they live. The airport is close. This way, they don't have to come all the way down. It's very convenient.
And the husband, I think, so it's pretty convenient, and it's very fun.
Till Pat.
They left, and we had to get up at 3:50.
You were not bad.
We were going on a cruise.
Yeah, we enjoyed being with our.
They are always fun.
Yeah,
laughter. Oh my gosh, with them because she is just a stick.
And then we went on the in segment 2 and all the details on the cruise. From the cruise, we stayed an extra. We had been invited, Rachel, to be a couple. They're married. The Sapphic Swingers, SAPPHI Swingers, if you want to check them out. The George party back in February. Us to in North Miami, which is beach, but it's also a nude beach.
There's one area of it that you could. So they told us guard station, and we met them, and it was pretty fun.
It was beautiful, and there were a lot of people there.
Brought all the supplies for gotten off of a cruise ship, so they beverages and sit on, and after we hung out there for they took us back and get ready, and they took.
And we've been Lauderdale for a long to go with them because the club.
They live super.
Everybody there.
Yeah, go with them because they were able to show us. And we ate dinner with Steve. I didn't expect it to be good.
So this is really a second experience at a club until it was at 9:30. And then we joined, and that took a few. Got in, Tiffany and Rachel, a lot of people. And then we went and
definitely.
Yeah, the food. So the four of us had dinner to get started.
The music. So you and I were fun dancing.
Yeah, and we had walked to the room, maybe one or two couples that we had tried to approach. But people started leaving the dance.
Yeah.
And the locker room, and you had to change the back part of the club. We everybody else, we went in the back, but so the two of us ended up in one of the places. Nice.
I was hesitated there, Mr. Jones.
I mean, there was a lot of people around us.
We didn't play with anybody.
Didn't meet anybody.
No. Time we finished eating, and it was really loud.
Yeah.
And you and I kind of moved around the dance floor to get calls that we were interested in, but the floor was crowded, and it just the opportunity never presented where we could actually strike on somebody.
And the club is not set up and talk to people because the music's dance floor. So it's
even up where the tables and where it got really crowded and was. So I didn't know that the routine. I think that's something that we would have now that we kind of understand the.
Yeah. So we walked around and I played together for a while.
Vote on. People were so. I thought when you went back, be like game on, but. They actually had a bottle transferred back there and been a little bit more social back on your towel. And since we've never it didn't natural or we had done that.
Yeah, I think we assumed go to the back room, you're serious. But after we played, we came back out front, the people were wrapped around themselves, social to meet somebody, but with the white towel on. Different
for us. Obviously extremely comfortable.
Well, one thing about it, you just turn around.
That's right.
To go.
I know. Was really nice. Play areas were laid out well at end.
Well, my second favorite part, we were going to leave, and then we realized over to breakfast.
Yeah.
Something to eat, and I said, I'm not hungry. And I saw the guy
you could
making omelets, and but I thought, it's really good. Let's sit down.
30, because I think the Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, chef. I mean, fresh, really, really nice.
So it was club, and Tiff and Rachel,
we
great.
had so much fun hanging out.
Introduced to a lot of people.
Beautiful, smart, funny ladies.
They are.
Yeah, they're excellent hostesses.
Yes, if you ever get a chance, we recommend.
And check out their podcast. So we'll put.
Yes, we will. We thought the most interesting, and then we called our. So we had Miami. So our hotel was in it. Car ride.
Oh, Miami Beach, so we had to go.
No,
there was peace.
So we called an Uber, picked us up, and we got in the car, and he said, "Well, from this club before," and they really is. And he just and I didn't say anything.
So he said,
he said, "What kind of club is it?" I said, "Period." And so that's it. I said, "Well, what do you want?" And he asked a couple more questions. And okay, this is my wife. We had dinner. We joined the club when we had sex in the bed. You can have sex with each other or with other people. Dancing, and it's just a regular club. his eyes got real wide. And then he said, well, you're interested in that because I listened to him about that.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
But I think he just listened to...
We weren't swinger sex positive.
Yeah, sex positive.
Well, we have a podcast. Excuse me, I know I'm casting. He looked it up right there in the car. And then he asked question after question all the way to our hotel. Drive from, because he was just so infatuated.
Opened the car door. I think he would have dark and just turned it off, talked to us all night.
Yeah. Home, and a couple days later, we got a line was, "You're my..." So he had already listened.
He was such a nice guy and really smart, good question.
And his girlfriend were interested. Really an interesting. He just so that really
Uber driver.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to you, Mr. And hopefully when we're down there next
to try to request you.
Yeah. Next day we flew home, clock flight from Miami back, and I was supposed to have already bought our New Orleans, but I hadn't. So we were standing, and they came on the and said, "We're looking for 5 people offering $300." And we looked at each other and I looked up at the counter. Nobody not moved yet. That goes to 500. So they came back on looking for 5 people, and now $100 vouchers. Well, you and I.
The reason I agreed, we had to work the next day. I agreed to it is because they were guaranteeing us. So it wasn't a standby thing. Hours.
Yeah.
$1,000 for 6 hours. Text the family and say we were not.
And it was also $25.
So
yeah, we just got our vouchers and we went and found and we drank to extend our vacation in the morning, and I had to get up at 4:30. But the next day, our Naughty New Orleans tickets for
free. We still have some money left. Yeah. Yep. And we got to fly. Remember our Naughty New Orleans ever. Mr. Jones' last 30 a.m. flight home Sunday morning, as it was like a couple $100. Now, since we had the voucher, 12:30 flight.
Be able to sleep in.
Yes.
So we are off about that in a minute. Last couple things, as again, we had a double header weekend.
Almost a triple header weekend. We had some friends that we've never met corresponding with them, and been on an extended vacation traveling home through DC. It's going to be about your, this second week. Would you guys be available to meet? So we met them for dinner. We had a great time.
Yep.
We invited them back to our house.
Yeah.
But it was a Wednesday night.
You forgot her swinger bag.
And the wife didn't bring the swinger bag. She intentionally left it. They
happen a lot.
And they know that often play on the first of Wednesday night and
but they
get
also
up really
should
early.
never leave home without the swinger bag.
Learned, right?
Yeah. They came back Friday night for dinner.
Yeah.
With more time on the call. We had an enjoyable evening with them.
That was
gave our swinger. By the way, the bed is seaworthy.
Seaworthy, yes.
It held together. So a couple of nights we really.
You know where they are right now?
Yeah.
So we saw them again on Friday night, of course, and they arrived at Desire, and they had the nerve room. Yeah, so they're thinking about being hot, and obviously.
Yeah. Back that evening, whoever is at home playing Mr. Jones came twice, and so extra square.
Not that
you never know how good the night was.
It was very good by all.
Yeah, the day-night doubleheader, that was the day I already had plans with Salback that had been here a few came down, and we had a good time from the half shell.
Yeah.
A bottle of 43.
Yeah.
Hard answer.
That's right. Strawberries. Oh my gosh.
So really haven't even reconnected because last night we had a family out. Podcast is our we're
headphones on.
Yeah. So that's keeping up on again this month. A lot more as it's warm in the DC area.
It was like 80.
I mean, you can probably tell them a little bit in here in Northern Virginia.
Mr. Jones washed my car yesterday. I walked out after work.
Yeah.
We get this nasty green. It literally turned the windshield wipers on to like dust.
That's nasty. Segment 2, we're going to talk about and help you define the lifestyle a bit.
Yes. Welcome back to segment 2 of the podcast. Title this month again is Living. That was kind of our catchy as to define the lifestyle. What we have really proves is that it is different for everybody out of it. And when we started swinging that and with other couples. And
yeah, I was going to say, where are you going with authorized?
No, I've hijacked the podcast.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we still know, but what we're learning, look on every situation.
Yes, okay.
And look at things and have a fun, sexy time in any setting. The fun time with all of our vanilla, nothing in a little bit inappropriate. And that whole reverse cowboy thing filmed, good, clean fun, but just a little bit more adventurous, instigate things a little more than we.
Yeah, I mean, we joked a lot about our objective was to find. We certainly opportunity.
We had a car
to do that, and at any rate, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the cruise in general, the cruise and the ship, and we're going to talk a little bit about the people. Back to what the lifestyle, is mind, and what I like vacations is that we just unfold in front of us. It's a 1 week vacation. We realize the vacation's quality, and then we go with it. So let's talk about the cruise. As I mentioned before, we had to get up
15.
We had no travel issues. The airport,
the hotel shuttle was
got our seats assigned.
Yep, outside the airport. We didn't even have stupid long lines.
Left early. We had a good ship. Same ship we went on. It was
a little preview again for next spring break. Plan ahead, and you want to go on.
Let us know.
Yep, let us know.
Yeah.
So poor Miss. A lot of the cruise lines are just because people up on vacation anymore. Week cruise would have 2 formal nights. Cruise lines has changed evening chic to wear like dinner jackets and super formal. So there were a few. Mr. Jones just happened to be one because he was out of town, and I had to do all of it. Found its way into the suitcase. Totally duped. Long gown, and we did some fun.
Yeah, they turned out nice.
You look very nice in a tux. The second formal night, I let him.
Right.
Yes, still suave in collar. It looked actually pretty sexy.
Yeah, we did look good.
Yeah.
And we went to a few this time. We went to Cozumel for a day in Cozumel.
Yeah, bucks to get in.
We went to Cayman. Last day, Jamaica. Oh, yes. It's beautiful there.
Yep.
And we'll talk people that we met and for.
No, it was beautiful.
We were late.
There 10 minutes.
He said. And then quite a number of years since, but instantly it comes right exactly what that is. So then the last, and every time we go to
you have to put a picture of this beach so amazingly
plain.
Because I don't like the critters in there, and I can't. Myrtle Beach, I never get in the water.
She never gets in the water because that's her whole excuse.
I don't want.
Here we are in the Bahamas. Walk out.
Oh yeah.
And the water's still just
exaggerating. And it was crazy.
We were with another couple. I don't know, 600. The 2 ladies turned running back towards us because water, and there wasn't anything that you can.
I could outrun a stingray.
That's why it's best not to just there, because you could see them cars away.
Oh,
and
because the sand weight and the water was only the water was this blue, and these weren't arrays; they're black. So you could tell because they were floating on top of sand in perfectly clear water.
They didn't want to get in your business at all.
I didn't need to find that out. I probably peed water. Right. I was so scared.
We had a total full weather. The ship was nice. That pretty much summarized. Now, so very first day there became one of our favorite places. Sunset Bar.
It's on the 15th, very back of the ship.
Away every evening. We were up at the Sunset Bar.
Sailing out of Miami is.
We had strategic 4, but there were only 2 of us. You and I were scoping around already. We were on the prow.
And we're a little bit slim at first.
So explain how you.
So, table for 4 was there in a low table. It was sitting down, and gentleman with his back to me, like a round bar, whole back area, and they're waiting for a drink. And this looked up behind him,
sexy hot lady,
sexy hot tan blonde. So she walks up behind this guy next to her. Guy with probably he seemed just like a.
So you were disappointed.
Yeah. So I was like, oh darn it, so beautiful. But then on the back of the guy bar who was her, and he was actually very. So I was like, score. And they walked to the boat was actually moving at this point, just really. So they watched that for a picture of him, and then they started alone. And I had been watching because I like the people watch for a place to sit down. Kind of waved, and I waved him at our table with us. You don't remember all that?
No, he was. This looks like a nice couple, right?
Oh, well, I think he's attention.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Specific, but an Olympian caliber.
And they were from Canada.
They're from Canada. Very attractive, very fit. We were like, we haven't even. They sat right down in front of us.
Yet. We were still in the channel. It was good timing.
And we spent a lot of time with them. Talked about a lot of things. Did we talk about desire?
It was probably a couple days in.
But they kept coming back.
I'm at the bar every night, and then by up spending the whole in the Bahamas, and then night.
Yeah. And we told them. Did you tell them we were swingers?
Yeah, because we kept talking about. They were very intrigued. They asked a lot. One of our first conversations about, isn't that a place where some swingers there? I said, it's roughly 50. I said it just kind of depends. But the thing is nobody's going to judge you or pressure you. And then it came up again, but I got nothing to lose. So
we kept getting more and more on.
Oh, I know what it was. That she had some friends, mansion parties. I went to these like mansion parties.
To a few of those.
Yeah. And winging, and I said, well, yeah, we've dabbled in that as well. Didn't really think with that very much. I think we talked about it a little bit, but then it was fine.
Anyway, we met, and as it turned out, every night it just seemed like we would meet people.
Yeah.
And I started to think, how different are we now than up to us? Because we're the same year before. And
well, I think we're more open and we're eye contact with people. We're smiling, kind of keeping to ourselves. That just initiates conversation.
So we talked about Tiff being a couple.
Right.
But we have gay couples on the show.
Hey, as soon as we do a lunch, we've sailed with Royal Caribbean for years, owned by Royal Caribbean. So Captain's Club points to have like they invited to lunch in the club members and they just like pre-assigned seating. Mr. Jones and I sat down with us, and then the next couple that came in, a couple of guys, and they were a couple. They spoke very good English, have a really awesome conversation, and they were smart. They were both thinkers, and they spent a lot of so they talked to.
I mean, to make people's from Ohio, Quebec, from Colorado, who claimed he was British royal.
Darling.
Whatever. Yes. With some sort of a... and
our Canadian lady that we walked up to this guy. He had a white dinner jacket on, actually. So, but he Italian pinned on his, looked up to him, and she flipped it with me. And he was minor, walked up beside him, and she said nothing.
Yeah.
And just took the wind right out of his...
But he ended up, and he was probably about 15, his wife.
Yeah.
His wife was, and he said something about, I know she's younger than me, jealous person, and she goes out and says with other guys if she wants. He was basically telling me that, and I said, well, we're kind of like,
and Mr. Jones in this, and then I noticed this guy to eat me for dinner.
Yeah.
I immediately a little uncomfortable because he was tense, and I didn't. So no, there was just like this really.
It is. He's the one that brought it up.
In hindsight, I know that now.
So then we met a couple.
We went up them, and then they invited us soon after. I think it was the very end of the cruise. I think it was the next day. So he's like, away from the Bahamas, do you do our stateroom for? We talked a lot about wine. That we all like to drink wine, and our kids too. So there were 3 couples. So we were like, sure. Like, why do we have to go to their ship? We could be. He made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make was, I like when she
was,
and I told her, I said, you have, and he said, oh, the way that gave us something to talk to. The point I'm trying to make is we had with him was very open. He was not jealous, and he let her. And the fact that I mentioned, and you were standing there.
Agree with you. I mean, I jumped right in with.
Like a year or two ago, I would have known another woman
right
in front of her arms, and she lit marathons, and then we had that conversation, and then we had then we met.
Yes, the day we went to Jamaica.
Jamaica ship, but they went to the same resort and same business that I work. A lot to talk about, and you told them we had a podcast.
They asked.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
Yeah, well, it's an indicator, and so then we started comparing. Swinging. I think they had a somewhat open relationship, but it sounded an open relationship.
But my point is, when people ask us about their time, you didn't say we had a podcast.
Guys, I mean, there are an atypical sexual relationship. The mainstream of gay men.
So
atypical.
You felt safe.
I felt like less likely to judge. They're already, some people ostracize them, whereas we're in that we did. It's just theirs is really obvious because they're together, and you and I are heterosexual, so everybody thinks we're
So we kept people. We kept running into these people at the bar and at the night with everybody we met. So much to kind of exchange from flipping vanillas to many people as we could. Because it was fun. And
I mean, if we would have been like a lot of pressure when it would have, and
yeah. So that's to the point is. You do the lifestyle and the thing that got us starting this and wanting to podcast about this that we read that you read.
I know. If you didn't listen last month, I read a Snapshots. The stage was Colette in New Orleans, a younger couple, and they were up 50s, and the couple, now you asked, fit over 50 swap couple in America, and our friends that are good friends, they know that there's at least another 50 that might happen to be sexy in America. I really took offense to that. Offense too is that between this younger couple and the older couple found out that our friends they were like, oh, well, you're not real. Well, hello, baloney.
Right. And that most people that listen to us, that write to us, not in the lifestyle and they want to be new to the lifestyle. We want to make sure that we on pertain to that group. A lot of people ask us about, frankly, lifestyle. That's believe the lifestyle is. And on our cruise, with anybody felt like we were a cruise.
It wasn't any sexy times.
Yeah.
Sexy, even with other people.
Right. The play style. People define you being not. We are for ourselves. Hopefully giving the mission to do the same in the lifestyle I believe it is to what a whole lot more than just on a profile.
And if it just gives you and you either little kids at home and you don't have time to, or whatever the reason is to play with other people at this time, sexy, fun, enhance the relationship.
Right. And I'm for me to approach people now, because put on people, when I see an old couple or a young couple, interracial couple or whatever, I don't know. They're just a person, I think our inner makes them feel like human being. Just as much fun. And that's why we had so much fun on this. Yeah. And, it's your perception. And so themselves is different. People see. That's often wrong. We've kind of said, we go on, people stare at their feet to anybody, but really.
We used to be that.
Because we seems like everybody, a lot of people really, they haven't. We're just, we're just putting those.
Somebody just needs to start the conversation, and then the conversation, ever it leads, maybe we had some of the people and one night at the Martini better than I can. So
say the F word that much.
Oh my, he was young, might have been, maybe her fiance was with her, gorgeous blonde, like
she came up to the bar and she said,
leans over the bar, who the fuck has
I can't find my fucking, this is not funny, it's drink if I don't have my fucking
now because I can't get it.
That she was with was turned down. He was going on, and the bartender, he had her CPAS card in the back of it and stuck it on his fucked up to her while she was surprised that he had her CPAS card. And then right there I said, yeah, CPAS card. Anyway,
so we struck up a conversation. She was just her fiance was wonderful, a straight guy, and I'm sure she was just
how old you were,
right?
Yeah, fucking.
I think that was a compliment. She
started talking about with you. I was the first male relationship.
Had a long-term relationship with, had long-term males.
Yeah. And you
then we started talking. Yes. And that we were in the lifestyle.
So there's another couple we had.
That, she into the lifestyle, but she got up with her. So she's pretty wasted when she was telling me this, because she knew until her fiance
basically told you if it wasn't for him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was adorable.
And again, we could have had this is a vanilla crew people.
Yeah.
And ending to us right in front of us.
That was something.
It's not coincidence.
I bet she was so drunk she probably doesn't get a podcast.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And she was actually, so marriage. They're getting married this year.
Yeah. So define their own. And I think came up with when we got back, how would we define the lifestyle relationship? And of course came up is our relationship, all about us, friends.
Well, I said when we started, we wanted to have sexy fun, realized that we were going to make together with our friends. It's like, oh my, because we're having so much fun, like we're uncomfortable, we just can't get the play started.
I think the couple that we spent in comment, they said we just enjoyed so much to come, really we weren't ready, so we were glad that we had this second in.
And I'm so glad we did have it. It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You're making about open-minded, people like humans and not putting non-judgmental, and they're looking at a couple been married that maybe the perception is going to be a little bit up or whatever.
Well, had the the courage or whatever, because I was old enough to be her mom, for her and I to have that, you would have never. So I don't know, she felt comfortable with me, but it was a
nation of being comfortable and
a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah,
I that night, that probably made me a little braver and playing well. I know.
Yeah. So
I want to jump on. You and I we would run into friends that we met. They that hung out a lot. There was a couple from California that we met in Jamaica. Another couple from Holland, and gentleman, but so I couldn't really talk. Ended up hanging out a lot. I kept inserting ourselves.
We did.
But we had lunch with one couple, and the other, the pool in Jamaica. We had comment. So we kept talking to him, avoid having us insert our people.
Well,
again.
a couple of times,
But-
like we were at a coffee bar and they noticed that.
Right.
You know,
right.
so I think they felt.
I think they could sense that we're not judging their, so, and I guess and had a podcast and everything. I think, and think that unfortunately society isn't as, and you and I live in a pretty progressive big city. And I think America isn't really exposed alternate relations. People don't know people like that.
Yeah, so open-minded and non-judgmental. And also the play style is less important. So it doesn't, full swap, soft swap.
We like it all.
Yeah, right. And going back to the comment swingers.
Oh, I know.
It doesn't, if that's your style, that's your style. That's what
I know.
Matter.
I'm telling you what, I know what that night at the we're just dancing in front of everything appropriate, but that was.
Yeah. And we've mentioned this before, but less important to us now. I mean, it's not a D. Don't look at that first.
Looking for Ken and Barbie personalities.
Yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
Personalities is a part of it. And giving each other permission to do these.
So one night we were up at the club that was open like after night with our Canadian friend. I think feel the greatest that night. And he just kind of wanted to sit. So lady and I danced for a while and refreshed our drink down to kind of put my feet up. And so the Canadian, and you just started working the room. And the gentleman looks over, your husband really knows how to work a room. Go figure. I mean, it used to be really, really, we're just quiet.
Yeah.
You would keep to yourself. Conversation if somebody approached you or would get up and sat there. I didn't even get fascinated watching you next. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. So much fun. There was absolutely going to have sex with. It was about to us and the lifestyle and how we've grown so much more comfortable being myself.
You were even talking to
There was a Mexican couple.
My goodness.
I wish I could speak English.
I know.
No English.
Oh, yeah, there was. I had talked to them previous.
The dance floor, and I said, come on and dance. Speak English. So I went over there and tried.
Oh, they were gorgeous. Like, it would be zero ability to talk about boundaries or play style. I don't care if the opportunity out.
Yeah, where there's a way.
They were really.
Yeah, maybe the lifestyle.
Yeah, maybe so.
and that's how I'm just much more. I keep wanting to say the words. I'm say I'm learning to be myself. We have a perception of other people, but ourselves. And this is who I am, and this is how society, and this is how I should behave. You talk in this same old person, and us being in the lifestyle. Other people attracted, interested in me. There's other people. And so I don't feel like it's affected. And I'm not talking about how making eye contact. Hello. I know. I
know. Interesting to hear. Cruise, obviously, you and wild journeys, but just to hear in general. I mean, it's people and where they're from and missions they like to go on and fun things to talk about.
Yeah, and there wasn't a conversation with that said to you.
Right,
or
I
turned
know.
wild and we had some sort of a conversation.
So if everybody has a martini and they're up at the Sunset Bar drinking there, I'm drinking right now.
Yeah,
it was good. You liked
That's because the other lady was drinking.
Beautiful Canadian lady. This was, yeah.
Yeah. In closing, the lifestyle, introspect, peel away the layers, accumulate on you as an individual. Why do you believe in, what is of coming out of that? And feel like right now, that's the freedom to ask these questions, to learn who, and not who other people, society has painted you to be, or educators in your job, or their influences, but who are you? So we really feel to start asking those internal questions. And, the opportunity level, and intimate doesn't mean, it means connecting as humans connect. We just really have meaningful conversation. Yeah. The question, how.
Just had this conversation the other night, how when you playing or a threesome, whether it's with another man, how are you programmed to enjoy that? Men are so homophobic. The lifestyle forces you to examine that. If you're really that inhibit you're with another couple because you're rude and you need to get over it.
But just not over it, but to ask comfortable with that. What is it about another, just like I have accidentally or incidentally, wig me? Why does that wig last? That has created, that. Okay.
And see, I can't even relate saying all men should be bisexual. I'm a woman who, it's not a male sexuality, but it sure is a lot of fun. Really hard, I think, for a lot of our heads around that you men go through because of you guys.
Yeah.
Yourself to relax, enjoy being around another naked, feel threatened and feel.
It's kind of like when you're not in the lifestyle, fear of losing to somebody. What I've learned is You've had opportunities for other people you've slept with.
Honey,
here's my point. Over and over again that you come home. I've played with other couples accidentally or incidentally, and other guys have seen me straight.
There you go.
Have that fear into me that somehow it's going to influence another guy is attracted to me. That's so laughable. But it's real because I've experienced.
It's experience. You have to, and all of a sudden you realize rational fears.
Yeah.
You can work through them.
Right. Believe that the ability to notice a girl with great arms. I don't worry about you anymore.
I agreed with you.
But I mean, people in lifestyle and regular relationship. I didn't feel like I had 2 years ago. I felt like I would, or I would have feel uncomfortable, and that's
really not anymore.
And grow based on. So I mean, we thing
right,
and with any other people about what's attracted to level of trust.
Well, we have is to size, and maybe this is more than a size, and I guess
what?
Well, I don't think about things that we do. We could have been, had more time or more, once done.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many experiences together, boundaries of our keep coming through unscathed. We're doing it together and we're communicating. It just gives you freedom to say, what else, can to are.
Yeah.
And what our potential.
We have that freedom. And then finally, just be picky. Persevere.
Yes.
You have so many good kind of right to select the right people, and we're patient, persevere.
Yeah. So when some talk through it, we work through it, and we don't give up. In the benefit, the bumps in the road, or the heartburn, the uncomfortable conversations, because you're going to come through both individuals and as a couple. Picky. I mean, about keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, if that happened. We pretty careful, and the thing is now. So a lot of people we played with before, so it's not play, we're starting over, fabulous people. But we've got this of lifestyle friends now. They're busy, we're busy, once every 3 months or whatever. You see them again, it's just like, we know you guys, your play styles, just, get on with the evening as much.
And that has to do with the person. Getting through those first couple it's going to be the ones that you don't connect with. And once you find them and you cultivate, suddenly you don't have that worry anymore. And you just pick up right where you left. Yeah, right. Put them in there.
Talking about that because they home and they both have intense careers, and we haven't seen them, but
we like me too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I mean,
and I think
having
that takes the pressure off of meeting people. We don't have that. Do we connect? Are we going to sleep with the back of our minds?
Yeah, and that is all the better.
So we hope that, especially those of you who have, I don't know that I'll ever be in the lifestyle, but if you showed in this topic too, that we're discussing with anybody.
Right.
This is just so you can do that now.
We played with each other, Mr. Jones. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were on vacation. The sexy fun that we had that was non-sexual kind of, it was still a little bit of floor cabin and.
Right. Definitely.
So I guess even if you don't play with other people, experiencing the lifestyle and just having sexy times and experience serving from the outside in, you an opportunity to relationship and have fun with you.
The bottom line, though, I'm saying that in this lifestyle, if this is this, it makes a whole partake in this prior to.
You mean don't do it?
I don't mean it that way. That's how most people say it. Is that I don't this for ourselves, and I'm not saying this is discovery. This cruise kind of helped Crystal. Here we are 2.5 years in, realizing that component to it as plan. Hope did you take that away? And
was important.
Yeah,
because we have.
Well, we booked another one.
No. But again, if y'all want us to know, and we'll give you the details.
All right, so we hope you enjoy, and when we come back, we'll do some sexy snapshots.
Well, welcome back, Emmett. Mr. Jones is our listener snapshot.
It sounds like a repeat from last week.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Yeah, Carolina, who listened to. I'm going to read their snapshot. So our snapshot this week, we started an episodes while heading down daughter-in-law for lunch. So this is one of those
That's
meetings.
Right.
It's very formal behavior.
That's right.
And so anyway, and they were this meeting that they were about to a podcast. So.
Already straight.
Yeah. Anyway, listening to an episode, heading downtown, her mother for lunch. We rode until they arrived on top of mind. Her mother referenced up with the Joneses. We avoided looking at each other straight face. and I'm keeping up with them. Miss Annie's on the stairwell and was very pleased. We had a good laugh and think nicely to our Sunday. So that's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Another bit. Yeah. It's your turn.
Well, my is from a couple in Louis' second snapshot they've sent. So they've got some good stuff going. Starts out saying, we were reading our own business when a couple, and all four of us freaked towards us, was a couple we've known years. We've been, they've been exploring. Actually, a lady out before we got married that she was very attractive, and the other woman break together as college students.
Wow.
I know. Although our path over the years, it is always so. We have a history. That history would translate to full and sexy times together. Married about 27 years and at ease with sharing. Really only about 15 or actually 2 snapshots. Was the look on their face club.
Yeah.
That was one. One is looking in the zone for 30 years as one another and seeing their eyes.
Yeah. They had a choice. They could have hightailed and run for the hills.
Right.
Too.
Man.
And it turned out to be
incredible.
Yeah, so thank you. Just a clarification. We had people send us a lot of snaps. They need to be short. They need to be point. And some of you are interesting, but they're really long. Just those two are a good example and sweet and to the point. Be happy to read those in the air. Thank you all for contributing and snapshots. So
well, I'll go first.
Okay.
Concise and to the point. So
I'll edit it down.
So mine goes back for the nightclub or whatever. So one night, it's down. I think it was like 1 o'clock. I think all the bartenders were like going to leave. There was probably only like 20 people left, and cleared out a little bit. Well, all that on the dance floor. And I think there were a couple other couples I were kind of dancing with friends. So it was you and me. And then so he was like, "I'm going to the restroom." Okay, here, and I'm like dancing with 6 guys. So comes on as Mr. Jones leaves to go, the girls just want to have fun.
Girl just wants to have fun.
Yeah, to have fun. But I'm dancing with a couple that we had really hit it off with. It was really just the two of them and me dancing to each other. And I hilarious with these guys and me too. I was perfectly fine while you were.
I think mine's more even and what it is back and sitting on Hollover Beach Saturday after.
Oh my gosh.
Sun was out and I'm sitting on a blanket, bless chicks, Rachel and Mrs. Jones. And guys out of the corner, I have them going by like, "What's up?" 3 gorgeous women sitting with
that day.
Yeah. Being the only guy. Even play with guys. We didn't need to share. We could let them think what they wanted.
Yeah.
Kind of a playful and fun this time.
Yeah.
Unlike the last.
So neither snapshot for me was sexual, but we just had so much fun. I think we laughed so much that week.
Oh my gosh. So many great people.
Mr. Jones was making fun of a lot.
Just my lot in life.
That's right.
Oh, that's because there were so many of those.
I'm surprised you haven't brought that up.
And we went somewhere to eat and it was like, you know how in the Western up to the post out front, operated carts tied up.
Yeah, there were some older people.
To the elevators and.
We took the stairs a lot because of that.
Except for when you had your high heels on. So anyway, before we up, we've at the end of May.
Yay.
31st. We've been interested in our meet and greet.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, let us know that our space is the right.
Email you all with DMIT. So if you are going to meet us in the meet and greet, it's going to be noon. We haven't settled on the time.
Yeah, late afternoon.
So, and as we've been saying, we're August 13th through the 21st. Join us there. iTunes reviews, we're 9.
Oh, we don't have
49.
Oh,
somebody needs to push.
Sick.
Yeah, please. It's to the couple of views this month. We really appreciate it. So, our said at the start, email address, our new MRJONES, or even you like sexiestfunthing.com.
I think Mrs.
That's probably the one you want to spell.
No,
out.
I think Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones at wegotathing. To see if she.
I will.
Okay. Okay. Wegotathing.com. You can follow at We Got a Thing, and if you're on the community, please come follow the community. So
to our new we did have a listener who has come up with some ideas.
Yeah, we're so excited.
As excited as we are.
I know. That's what's making it so much fun.
And he's just so cool.
Excited about
it. Thank you so much.
More on that next month on the website, but we're happy about it. Yeah. For listening, we are Mr. and Miss.
What's your thing? Well, welcome back to it. Let me just try that again. Blah.